Hey guys, this is Helena. I'm here with Tash Sultana. Hope you're doing well today. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, it's honestly a pleasure to meet you. I've been a big fan of yours for a little while, so it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to give you also a belated happy birthday. It was your birthday like this weekend, right?
On the 15th.
On the 15th. Okay, cool.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah. Go ahead.
30th birthday. I made
30th
it.
birthday. Yeah, I saw you at
Yeah.
over in Sacramento. That's the only reason I knew.
Yeah, I think that was my last birthday in my 20s.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really good. It's the best birthday I've ever had, to be honest. Probably the
Mm,
best like mindset that I've ever been in, and I'm feeling really good, and I'm really happy that the tour is going well because they haven't gone so well in the
mm,
past. So, I mean, on
yeah.
my 27th birthday, that was the worst day of my life in Chicago. Like, genuinely, it was actually the worst day of my life.
Oh, I'm so sorry to
Um,
hear that.
and then, fast forward and how it can all just change and play into your hand when you meticulously grind hard and recreate the buzz around yourself,
Yeah,
which
for
is what
sure.
I'm doing right now. I've just taken it into my own hands because no one's going to do it for me. And I'm recreating. I feel like it's like a second wind, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I feel
Okay.
like maybe it's like the beginning of like the rise that I've been working so hard to get through for the last 10 years.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad to hear that.
I hope it happens, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I'm I'm working my ass off here.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Yeah. Yeah, you also mentioned that you were feeling the strongest during the performance that I saw you on. So, what kind of shifted recently that helped you get into that headspace?
Um, Feeling like shit about myself. So like I've always been really conscious of like my body and my
Mm.
yeah, physical appearance. Um, Obesity like runs in my family as well. So it's just I'm just conscious of all of the conditions that so many of my family members have got, which is like, heart issues and
Mm.
cancer and like my dad had a heart attack a couple of years ago. Actually, he had a heart attack before I went on stage in
Oh.
Germany. So that was an interesting show when you like get a call saying that your dad's in the hospital because he's had a heart attack and you're like literally about to walk on stage. So that
Yeah,
was like strange to process that.
I
But yeah,
bet.
lost 15 pounds and I've just been really focused on my health. Like I've been in a calorie deficit and just like lifting heaviest weights and like just gone full Rocky Balboa at the moment. Running, climbing, surfing,
Mm.
Pilates, yeah, and I feel great. It'll be a
Mm.
lifestyle maintenance thing that I'll do for forever, I reckon.
Yeah, and honestly, there's nothing like being able to move your body and being able to have your body work well, and then just being able to honor that and
Yeah.
do all that as
Well,
well.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've had like, in 2022, I had hepatitis when I was on tour, and I just
Wow.
honestly felt like I was going to die. Because I didn't know until the end when I ended up in hospital in San Fran that like that it was serious. And um, man, oh, it was so bad because I didn't know that I had hepatitis, and I was just like vomiting every day. And then at the end of
Wow.
the tour, I couldn't stand up straight. I went into the
Wow.
hospital in San Fran and they were like, we should remove your gallbladder. So
No.
I could have come home with a missing organ that didn't even need to come out. And I pretty much just said, look, I got 4 days left of this tour. Is it going to get worse or can I just go home and send all my records to my health team back in Australia? And it wasn't even my gallbladder, it was hepatitis. So I could have literally come home with a missing organ for no reason.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm glad I've
terrible.
kept my organ. That's
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, belongs
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. I'm glad you got to keep that too, and I'm glad that you got that sorted out. I do not wish misdiagnosis or any of that kind of stuff on anybody.
Wow.
Like
Yes.
it's such a
Neither.
traumatic experience. Like,
No, it is. I'm sure you've probably seen the things that have happened with my wife recently, and
hmm
she had a cancerous tumor that came up at the end of last year and went in for surgery, and they operated on the wrong thing
hmm
and just took something out of her leg that didn't need to come out.
Wow.
And then we found out later, well, she said, my wife said, don't you think it's really weird that the scar is in like a different spot to where the tumor is? And I was like, yeah, but I'm sure it's just like an access point. Like they know what they're doing. They're professionals. This the healthcare system in Australia, right?
Right.
And she goes in and has her post-op appointment and says to the surgeon, it's really strange that the scar's over here when the tumor's over there. Anyway, the surgeon dismisses her and is on the drive home. And the surgeon calls on the drive home and says, I'm going to need you to come back.
Wow.
Um, I've operated on the wrong thing. I don't know how this has happened in 25 years of being a surgeon, but the tumor's still in your leg and we're going to have to operate again. So then she had to go through all of that again and has really only recently been able to like kind of have most of herself back.
Mm,
Been a really long journey and half of it that didn't even need to fucking happen. So
right.
you don't think that, when you especially in Australia and you go into like a really good healthcare system and you're like, yeah, they're professionals, they know what they're doing. And since I've, publicly been speaking about this story that's happened with my wife, the amount of stories that I've received from the public with like just craziness that's happened to them in the hospital with like misdiagnosis and a lot of
Yeah.
them resulting in death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like pulling up at like someone's having a heart attack and they're pulling up at a private hospital and they won't see you because you don't have private health and then they just die right there.
Yeah.
Like, where's the humanness in that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, especially like if all that's stopping you is your insurance stopping you like from getting the health care that you need
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's
you
insane.
got everything there, but that's that one thing and it's like the only way that you can afford that specific care too
Yeah,
of
well, when I ended up in hospital for the hepatitis, that's the first thing they asked me in San Fran was like, who's your insurance provider? And that
yeah.
was like the craziest shit to me because like that's in Australia, that's not how you just walk in. That's it.
Mm,
You are seen.
yeah.
They don't ask that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to deal with American healthcare and let alone the worst side of it because
Uh,
it is in those
think
emergency
think I
situations
might
where you
need
find
some
out.
fucking work over here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful over here. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah.
I do not wish any of that on anybody because yeah,
No,
insurance is a
no.
scam here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that your wife is starting to feel normal. I'm wishing for her recovery and hope she
She's
feels
good.
better soon.
She's
Yeah.
looking at me right now. She's over there eating. I'm over here under a tree
Mm.
somewhere in Texas. Hot as fuck, man. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been to Texas, but other than the airports, yeah. So I've not experienced that, but yeah, I hope it's going all right. I hope everything is going well with your wife and that everything feels better
Yeah,
soon.
she's good. She's good.
Yeah,
She's good.
that's good.
We're good.
Good. I kind of like a side question. This is more out of a curiosity. Was your birthday on the strawberry moon this year?
I'm on the 15th of June, so I'm
Was
not
it?
sure. I don't
'Cause
know. I don't know.
I thought it was kind of interesting that you played Strawberry Moon like pretty much or Pink Moon right after talking about your 30th
Well, there
birthday.
was
So I was like,
honestly pure coincidence if that's the way it rolled out. Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, is there something going on here?
Yeah, I was born on the 15th of June, 1995 at
Okay.
9:01 p.m. at the Royal Women's Hospital in Melbourne. So
Mm,
if anyone wants to like chart my shit up, that's the
there you
details.
go.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not up to date with any of that stuff, but I was curious because I was like, you mentioned that. You're playing Pink
Yeah.
Moon. There's a Strawberry
Well,
Moon coming. Hmm.
it's quite possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, going into your shows though, they feel almost like a ritual, especially with the presence you and your music create as you perform. Is there anything that you do before a show to center yourself mentally or
Oh
spiritually?
my God, it's so long.
Yeah.
I'll give you the brief version.
Okay.
It's the same every day. It is a ritual. That's exactly like my whole thing is ritualistic in my life.
Hmm.
So I have a cold shower. I eat at the same time every day. And then I do this thing called a lockdown, which is 3 hours before I physically step on stage. I will do a half an hour meditation
Hmm.
in front of an infrared light with a steam mask on my face. And then after that, I'll do like a floor Pilates yoga weights workout, deep stretching, all that, skipping, get the heart rate up, get in the vibe. Then I make myself a drink with like organic cacao in it. It's really
Mm.
good for recovery and all that. And then I put GABA and L-theanine in it, which is like a mood stabilizer.
Okay.
It's natural, but yeah, it's amazing for focus.
Hmm.
Then I get ready. Then I go to the toilet exactly 5 times. And then I have to throw something in the bin that like makes it into the can. So it could be like a bottle or like scrunched up piece of paper. And I'll say to myself, if I get this in the bin, it's going to be a good show tonight.
Mm.
And I pretty much always get it in the bin.
Good.
Yeah.
And is it a good show whenever you do get it in the bin?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yeah. I'm superstitious. So,
Yeah.
like I was driving home once with my friend and a fucking black cat like went across the path when I
Mm.
was pulling up and like I was like, fuck man, we don't need any more bad luck right now. So it's like 1 in the morning and me and my mate are like in the middle of the street just walking backwards. You gotta walk backwards 13 times and spin around and jump and do some weird shit. Like if anyone was looking out of their bedroom window, me and my mate, 1 in the morning, sober, completely sober, just walking around backwards. But I'm superstitious. I don't know
Mm.
if maybe that's like a family thing. My mom is like really in tune. My mom's mother was really in tune.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's got to be something out there, right?
I think it's
Something out
many
of this world.
things.
Hmm.
It's many things, I think. Because
Mm.
I like where does consciousness originate from if it's a completely independent, isolated feeling to us all? So we're
Hmm.
on some kind of like network where we have consciousness. Where
Mm.
does that come from? I'd love to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would too. I guess
Yeah,
we'll all
because
find out eventually, right?
eventually we will. What's your
Mm.
theory on that when you die?
Mine?
Yeah.
Um, I do think we have a soul.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no way that we don't. And it's just based on like I don't know, like whenever you have a connection with somebody, like it, and it's really, really deep, it's just more than physical. It's more than, any of that. There's just got to be, I do believe that we have a soul, and I do think that we do go somewhere at the end of the day, whatever it is,
Yeah.
we'll find out. So,
Yeah.
hmm yeah.
I think you energetically remain until you're
Mm.
with the people that you wanna be reunited with. That's
Mm.
what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful thought too, because you get to just be with the people that you want to be with, and you get to,
In some form,
yeah,
somewhere. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's what
that
I think.
that would make sense too. So,
Well, then otherwise, like, what's the point of living? Like, what's the
mm,
point of all that is for it to just end and be done?
mm,
I
yeah,
believe that the suffering happens within life and that the death part is beautiful and easy.
mm, yeah,
Maybe just in your purest state afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's some truth to that, at least some truth to that for sure.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Well, kind of following up on that, do you it kind of you kind of answered that question, but do you think of your performance itself as kind of a spiritual practice?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm.
So pretty much the goal is that when I'm performing, it's got to be honest. So I am being completely present in my performance to
Mm.
the point where I honestly sometimes just totally tune out. Not that I forget that the crowd's there, but it's kind of like they're just like tuned out and I'm just performing. They're watching me do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I just get lost in it. Lost is not even the word. It's almost like being really, really fucking found and really, really sure and just like it feels. I don't believe in God, but I feel like it feels godlike to
Mm-hmm.
be in that pure state of just kind of like nirvana, really.
Yeah.
I can't access that anywhere else in my life apart from during performance.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a fulfilling your most truest purpose
Yeah.
in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Mhm.
living my dream. I
Yeah.
get to be a musician at this level, play shows all around the world. People
Mm-hmm.
come and see. I actually think they come and see more to have the experience than it is about the music. That's what I think. I think it's more about the experience than it is about the music for people.
Yeah. Yeah, especially I mean I can say personally, yeah. Especially whenever it comes to the music that you write. It's
Yeah.
more than just like about you, you know?
Yeah, like I think people can say no, people don't have to like my music, but they can never say that I'm not a real musician because that's not fucking true.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I am a
Yeah.
fucking real musician. I'm a real artist to the bone, and I cannot stand or get around it when people are not doing it
Mm.
for the real purpose. You can
Yeah.
spot that shit straight away when you're like, that's a label, baby. That's a label plant. You don't even know who you are. You're just being
Hmm.
told what to do, and they just want to produce it on mass scale to make money, and you just want to be famous. And so many people that are like on this huge global world stage, charting mega artists that can't even fucking play a guitar
Mm.
or sing. They don't even know how to sing. They have to have someone in the room to tell them how to sing.
Yeah.
What is that even about at that point?
Yeah. It's not about the music and it's not necessarily about the
No,
experience. Yeah.
no, no. I'll never be able to get around that shit.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Is there a part of the performance where you feel most present or most connected to the audience,
Yeah,
especially
probably
during this
in
tour?
yeah, Blackbird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also because I get to sit down after being stood up for 2 hours. I can
Yeah.
really sit down and just collect myself for a second. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I just let that one rip out. It's played different every single fucking night, and I just feel like at that point, like I've rinsed everyone for all my tricks that I've got up my sleeve, and now we're just taking it back to basics. We're sitting down, guitar, nothing fancy, just a vibe.
Yeah. You've spoken beautifully about coexistence at your shows too. So, what does community mean to you, especially in a time where people are feeling so isolated and divided?
Yeah. I mean, we just pass through these things that become a part of history, right? Like our social injustices and
Hmm.
social changes. And I'm not a political artist. That's never been my thing. Like there's enough artists out there that are doing the political work. This is it. Maybe it is political actually in saying
Hmm.
that because it's personal. It's personally political. The songs that I write, they're not about politics. They're about timestamps of my life and experience that I think people can connect with. But
Hmm.
I am privately political, not publicly political.
Yeah.
Because this project, the Tash Sultana project, is about uniting, not dividing. There's enough going on that's just dividing us all the time that it would just be really nice for like 2 hours if we can just put that out the door and come into a situation where we coexist over like a shared interest or love, which is the music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's the point. So when you every night, it's the best thing. I love it when I see it. It's you've got every single type of person in there, like from all ages, kids to elderly, teens, adults, fucking every spectrum of age.
Mm-hmm.
You've got every race of a person. Like you've got, your Latinas and Asian and black and brown and fucking some people paint themselves green and come to the show, whatever.
Yeah.
And all different religious backgrounds and political standpoints and it's just proof that you can actually coexist as the simple fact of being human,
Mm-hmm.
which we're losing our humanness towards one another with all of these things that are happening in the world that are dividing us. You
Yeah.
know, I think America is in a really, really strange place right now where I clearly do not support Donald Trump at all. Like, I'm very happy to openly say that there's no fucking way that I would support that. But
Yeah.
then it shows there are sometimes Trump supporters too, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
there's there's still that demographic that'll come to the show. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's feeling pretty wild over in America at the moment, especially from someone who's Australian, and it's pretty kumbaya. Like we've got our problems over there too, but yeah, it's a different place here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like we're, I don't know. I feel like we're living in like a sitcom or not a sitcom. I kind of wish it would be a sitcom. There's a happy ending.
Well, for
Um,
example, I'll just bring this because I'll say it, but
hmm
like Sacramento was half full because
hmm
half of the audience did not show up that night. I've been getting messages every single day, DMs, messages from people saying, is it safe to go out right now? I don't feel safe in my country right now. I'm concerned to go out in public with everything that's going on. And
Yeah.
people have not been showing up. So it happened in Sacramento. Half the crowd did not show up. It happened again in Houston. Oh, sorry. No, it happened in Dallas.
Mm.
500 people didn't show up.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's wild.
it's because they're concerned about financially, like, is this country going to go into a recession? Am I set? Will I be safe when I go outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just direct to me messages from people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's it's a weird time to be in America. It really is.
yeah,
Yeah. Was there a moment during making Return to the Roots that like made you feel like you were tapping into something more raw than you had before?
yeah.
Yeah.
The whole project was, I sat back and said to myself, how do I convey what is actually happening during a live performance and put it
Mm,
into the studio? So I had to kind of like channel that connection
mm,
between the two worlds. And the way that I did it is the record is really live. So it's not like an overperformed, do another take, do another take, do another take, do another take. Like it was recorded as it was fucking happening.
mm.
So, a lot of the vocals just happened to be the right day, the right time, the right moment. I got in the booth and I sang it top to bottom
Wow.
for a lot of the stuff, and I couldn't reproduce it again. And I walked away from a lot of those takes like, that's it, that's the one. I said what I needed to say. It felt how it needed to feel, and I'm not going to be able to replicate that again. And all the solos, they're all improvised, and it's that very. It was the way that it used to be at the beginning when I didn't have anything to like stack up against. So like
Mm,
when I was in the beginning of my career, I didn't have a discography, so people didn't know me as anything at
Mm.
all. So what I put out was the statement of who I am. And as you move forward in your career and you release more music and develop that catalog, why would it stay the same when
Mm.
you're not the same person that you once were? And you actually can't recreate that either. Like that was a time and a place and a moment and hard work and a bit of luck and a few right moves. And that's what it meant to people back then. And I haven't really been satisfied with my career for like the last 5 years up until maybe the last 6 months. And it's
Mm.
because I have made that happen. I've sat back and gone, we're not quite there yet, but I think I'm on the right track. And
Mm.
I'm going to be so fucking dedicated as a person, as a musician, spiritually, mentally, physically, fitness wise. Like I'm just gonna take control of everything and recreate the buzz in a way that you cannot ignore me anymore. Like the world cannot fall asleep on this any longer. I'm doing things that no one on the planet is doing, and I feel like it's my time to
Mm.
bring real music back in like real music and real performance back because I feel like it's getting so lost in this LA glossy hit maker bullshit scene where people just want to write with the same writers, work with the same producers, and do the same
Mm.
shit to get the hit that doesn't mean shit, and the music's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it feels like
Well,
it's my purpose to just like be anything but that.
yeah. And I feel like you're doing that. I think it's just a matter of time that until people will catch on. And I know some people already have, but I think you're a legend. So,
Thanks. Yeah, no, I
yeah.
feel like I'm just kind of like having a having my moment because I've
Yeah.
created it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you hold space for both that strength and that softness in your work and know when it's
Don't
ready to
know.
share or when it's ready for you or it's just for you?
I think it just comes with being really honest all the time.
Mm.
And I have been really honest all the time. I've been really honest in the music that I've written, the person that I am, whether people liked it or not, or
Yeah.
thought I was being fake at some point. I've just been, this is where I'm at. I'm in a really good spot right now. I think it's like maturity is really
Mm.
nice as well.
Yeah.
But hey, I've got to go and have my lunch.
Yeah, go ahead and do
If
that. I
that's
hope you have a good
okay. It's
lunch.
been
Yeah, it's
staring at
totally
me
fine.
for half an hour, but
Yeah.
thank you so much for a really nice chat as well.
Yeah, it was a great chatting with you. It's
Uh,
honestly really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I will. Thank you.
Bye.